guys, so today we're back with another Pokémon Masters video, and today, so I kind of like wanted to go over something a little weird, and this was actually brought up in a Reddit thread that I was looking at. I will try my damnedest to remember to link it in the description, but in the gist of it, basically it was how to auto on very hard EX challenges. Now, I will say that these are kind of resource intensive for some of these, and we'll go over a couple of these like in the next few videos, but some of these can be pretty resource intensive because you may need one sync pair maxed out at level 120, or you may need 3 exact pairs maxed out at 120. So it can be kind of resource intensive, but it is completely doable, which is very, very cool. So today, I kind of wanted to go over the first one that we're actually going to just kind of breeze over is Berry. Berry has a very interesting setup. Now, I will say that I actually farmed out Berry to get almost all of my grass 2-star gear completely maxed out. Now, with this team, I don't know how much flexibility is in this team, but I will say that with this team exactly, I have had quite a bit of success here. From what I've read in the Reddit thread, Rosanta is not necessarily like needed. You could go with blue or even regular Rosa. I've heard that they both do okay. But basically Sharon is going to provide some dark type attacks. It's also going to have a little bit of healing worked into it. Brandon, of course, is going to demolish everything with its freaking super crazy, it's just all kinds of damage. And then Rosanta is kind of there to help with Bar for the NPCs if both of those two die. And then the only other thing is kind of like some gear. It's really beneficial to have at least a 2-star set maxed out. You don't have to have like every like single typing, like you don't have to have grass type for this, you don't have to have flying type necessarily. Just 2-star maxed out gear will definitely help in a lot of areas, but of course if you have grass it's going to work better because it's Berry, and you know Sceptile is going to get a huge benefit from attacking Berry. But let's actually just watch and see how this works on auto. We'll kind of commentate along as things go through. One of the benefits to doing it this way is there's a lot of people that try to auto these in Quick Connect, but it really ends up going poorly because in Quick Connect it's not as reliable. I don't know, there's just something about the fact that in Quick Connect, if it's in auto mode and you're letting the AI kind of do its thing, and then humans are on the other end trying to also do their thing, it's just really weird, just kind of awkward. So either way, this ends up being a lot more reliable for me. I would say Berry is kind of interesting because of these two freaking, as you can see, I'm gonna get put to sleep here. So this is kind of where a large variance comes into this particular EX. I woke up almost instantly, which has freaking very oddly never happened, but other than being put to sleep, this team does really, really well. I would say like 99% of the time you win. I have had some flat out horrible losses, but it generally comes from the fact that I just haven't been able to like stay awake. That's pretty much the big problem, is whenever you try to get put to sleep and then you don't like wake up fast enough, it really, really ruins things. So as you can see, we got a unity attack really, really quickly there. Now I'm not going to touch anything, I'm not going to force anything to go through. This is all going to be completely on auto. So this is kind of like those situations where, oh, I'm doing something else, I need to like not pay attention to my phone. You can kind of let it do its thing and it's more than likely gonna complete itself. So let's see if after we switch into the Sceptile, as you can see, the Houndoom and this Persian here are gonna go to work on that last little Bronzong, and the Bronzong is actually what's gonna prevent us from, you know, staying awake and doing attacks. So it's very, very important that the AI tries to get rid of those first, and starting with Sharon seems to really help with that because it kind of sets you up to do those crunches, and it just kind of like really helps with those because both Bronzongs will start putting things to sleep, and it is the worst thing in the world. But after you pretty much get into Sceptile, I guess there is also a little bit of variance here because of Bullet Seed if Bullet Seed gets a lot of really low rolls, like it only hits twice, it can be kind of devastating, but it's not super bad. And the fact that we do have like a little bit of speed going for us, this Empoleon's probably gonna die if we get a decent roll, and we did. We got exactly what we needed, so it's done, and that's it. And basically, all it's got to do is clean up these Caracostas here, and we're done. So it's a really smooth type of like EX match, even on very hard. This goes through really, really well. So there you go, it won. Now, granted, it does take. You know, well, to be fair, Rosanta wasn't used at all. I think Rosanta is like a backup to just kind of support the NPCs once they end up being the main attackers. I think that's why Rosa is highly suggested if you aren't really comfortable with like putting your faith into the NPCs. I think that's why they recommend Blue, but if you needed to, Sharon and regular Rosa are both story units, so those are completely free to play. All you would need is Brandon. You do need him to be level 120. You do need him to be completely maxed out as far as level goes. So it is kind of like, it is kind of costly in some ways, but not as nearly as bad as some of the other ones that we probably are going to talk about. But either way, so there you go. That's kind of like how you can do Berry EX on very hard. Another look at the team really quick. It's, you know, pretty easy. I mean, that's it. And I seriously like sat there and grinded and grinded and grinded all of my 2-star gear, which as you can see, that one is maxed. That one is maxed. I think it's my HP one that is not. Yeah, I need one more HP pin at 2 stars, so I'm like almost there. But yeah, that's basically what I've been doing for the last little bit, is just kind of autoing on EX challenges, because as hard as they are, even on auto, they're not like super bad. But anyways, let's actually go over and we're gonna take a quick Sync Bear Scout here. So I don't even know 168 and 181. Well, I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm not gonna hit before the 22nd. I'm definitely not gonna hit like some crazy stuff, because once these are being recorded even before Ethan and Leaf come out, so I'm gonna completely switch those into those banners once this once they come out anyway. So either way, let's go ahead and do this on the count of 3 if you want to follow along. 1, 2, 3. So no flashy animation. Let's see if we can get a little bit of trollage going on here. What kind of antenna do we get? Just a 3-star antenna, unfortunately. What about the doors? Can we get trolled by the doors? No. So we do get a Bugsy, which is great. I love Beedrill, but we don't kind of need you, my man. But anyways, that is actually going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any ideas on other EX challenges that you can auto, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear some ideas. Ones that I'm trying to work on and trying to figure out a consistent team is Rosa on very hard, which is insanely difficult. I can't even get the auto mode to win at all. But I'm still like, you know, tossing around Sync Pair ideas. It really hurts because I really wish I could have Torchic and Solgaleo in the same team, but unfortunately you can't. But either way, anyways, thanks so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it. Always remember that you can join the Discord if you want to. It is linked down in the description below. Also down there are links to Patreon and YouTube memberships if that's your thing. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and head out, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Always remember that if you like to like videos, you could do that, but if you don't, you could be that guy. Otherwise, let me know what you have to say down in the comments below about the video. I do highly appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to support me in any way, there are several links down in the description for Patreon, joining the community here on YouTube, or even just directly PayPal if that's your thing. I greatly appreciate everyone's name that's on screen, as you guys have showed some sort of support outside of just viewing the videos, and I thank you guys. You don't understand from the bottom of my heart. So until our next video, guys, I will catch you then.